Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome from Berlin, from this live webinar, which is brought to you by ITB Academy. With me in Berlin is Professor Roland Conrady, and he will, after introducing himself, speak about customer reviews, reliability for distribution and marketing strategies in the hospitality industry. I wish you a successful webinar and lots of good insights. Professor Conrady, it's your turn, please.
David, thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very warm welcome also from my side. We are very happy to have you here, and I'm proud to present you our study results that we conducted a few weeks ago. But first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Roland Conrady, as you have already heard, and I'm the scientific director of the ITB Berlin Convention since 11 years now. I'm the president of the German Society of Tourism Research, and I'm working at the University of Applied Sciences in Worms, which is a small city south of Frankfurt, and here I'm professor at the Tourism and Travel Department. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to show you the highlights of a very comprehensive empirical study that we conducted with ITB and with Worms University of Applied Sciences a few weeks ago. The study results have first been presented to at ITB Berlin Convention in March 2014. And let me just give you one information regarding the regional scope of our study on customer reviews. The regional scope that was that we focused on the German source market and on 5 very important tourism destination markets: Germany, Austria, Italy, Spain, and Turkey. But we think that many of the results can also be transferred to other regions in the world as well. So let me show you the outline of our agenda today. First of all, I will start with a short introduction, few minutes only. I will give you some information regarding the initial situation. I would like to describe the field of research, and then I would like to show you the study profile. The next agenda point, the legal situation, I would like to leave out because we have a very international audience today, and the legal situation focuses very strongly on Germany. So it's better to leave this out. And then we come to the main part of the study results. First, with a focus on the internet users. Second, with a focus at the customer review sites, and then with a focus at the hotel industry. And we will finish our webinar today with some business recommendations. Let's start with the initial situation. Customer reviews in the internet. This is really a topic with a very long-standing media criticism. We had a massive media coverage, a lot of press releases regarding customer reviews during the last few years. It is, I would guess, 3 or 4 years ago, the press activity started when it came to customer reviews, and we had a study 2 years ago. That was our first study on customer reviews. We had conducted a study, and that caused a massive media interest and industry interest, and so we decided at the end of last year to conduct a following study with a broader scope. In the last years, we saw that media had a lot of interest in the importance for tourists. Customer reviews, how important are they for tourists? And then secondly, what is the credibility? Is there a manipulation issue? Is there fraud? Are there fakes? This is something that is very interesting from the media and, of course, from our industry, and, of course, marketing. Another issue that is relevant and of high interest for media and for our industry. Why is fraud, fake, manipulation, and so on of high interest, because in nowadays times everything is for sale. Today you can buy everything. You can buy a weblog post, you can buy a customer review, you can buy a Facebook fan, you can buy a Twitter follower, and so on. If we look at customer reviews, we know that you can, for example, buy a review for approximately €5 or $4 to $5. It is quite interesting to see that there are in the market, in the internet, there are platforms where the suppliers of such fake reviews supply their services, and on the demand side you find different hoteliers and so on who buy these kind of fake and manipulation reviews. So it is not astonishing that manipulation and fraud is a big issue. Let me show you the field of research. Our field of research focused on 3 areas. First of all, we had a closer look at the internet users. We wanted to know what is the significance of customer reviews. Are customer reviews important for booking decisions of tourists? And how do tourists use customer reviews? Secondly, we had a closer look at customer review sites. As you know, there are many customer review sites in the market. We wanted to see how are they positioned in the market and what is their quality, what are their characteristics. And thirdly, we had a closer look at the hotel industry. We wanted to know what is the relevance of customer reviews from the perspective of hoteliers and how do they handle customer reviews. So we wanted to bring light into the central research questions. Are the skepticism, are the doubts about credibility really justified? The issue I just mentioned. And what are the marketing potential and marketing opportunities apart from the credibility issue? Our study profile was as follows. It is a joint study we conducted at the Worms University of Applied Sciences from our Department of Tourism and Travel Management and ITB Berlin. The survey period was from 1st of December 2013 to 15th of February 2014. With focus on internet users, we can say that we had 1,021 completed questionnaires from an online survey, which is quite an impressive number, we think. With a focus of customer review sites, we contacted 30 providers or 30 customer review sites, but not all reacted. Not every customer review site wanted to be part of our survey. So in the end, we had 17 providers that we could analyze in detail. We made a website analysis in detail, and we did expert interviews with the responsible managers from the customer review sites. And thirdly, with regard to hotel industry, we contacted the massive amount of 63,000 hoteliers, and in the end, we interviewed 1,506 hoteliers from 5 European countries, also from an online survey or in an online survey. And these countries have been, as just mentioned, Germany, Austria, Italy, Spain, and Turkey. And we must say thanks to our cooperation partners, which is the VIR, Holiday Check, WKO, Turofed, ÖHV, Altit, Touristik, and IHA. So, we'll skip the legal situation, and now we start with the study results. First, with a look at the internet users. Our first question was whether customer reviews play an important role for internet users, and the answer is yes, because 96% of the internet users view customer review sites as important, very important, or essential for their booking decision. As you see here in the graph, 16.5% said it's essential for the booking, very important said 31%, and important but to handle with care said nearly the half, 48%. So maybe the internet users, they are a little bit in doubt. They are a little bit skeptic whether everything is true, what is written. Maybe there are some false, some manipulated customer reviews. So this explains the high value of 48% who say it is important, but it should be handled with care. Then we had a look at how important are customer reviews compared to other information sources. And we must say that customer review sites are by far the most important information source for selecting hotels or accommodation. You see here that 90% of the survey respondents use customer review sites always or often to help them in their booking decision. So it's really of paramount importance. Next question was, what do internet users say? Are they, or do they evaluate them as credible or not? And 86% of those we surveyed considered review to be very credible or credible. You see here, 4% very credible and credible 82%. Not credible or non-credible, only 1% of the respondents asked. So they have high credibility. Now we had a look at what kind of information is used from the customer review sites. Our first question was do you use the recommendation rate? Do you use the average review value? Or do you also use individual reviews from individual single reviews regarding a specific hotel, for example? And we said that nearly always, a little bit more than 60% said, I use recommendation rate, I use average value of the review, and the individual reviews from other customers. So these three information clusters are used. Then we had a look at how many hotel reviews are used if an internet user is interested in a specific hotel. And we saw that nearly 70% of the customer review site users examined up to 20 reviews. You see here that 1/3 used 1 to 10 reviews per hotel, 11 to 20 reviews per hotel, another 35%, so it is nearly 70% use up to 20 reviews. Then we asked, what are you doing to estimate the credibility of the hotel reviews? What do you consider? Why did you consider a hotel review from another customer to be credible? First of all, they said, if they are similar to other reviews, then they seem to be credible. So the outliers are left out. Then the question is if it sounds authentic, it seems to be credible. If somebody writes like a normal person, not somebody from an advertisement agency, then it seems to be credible. Photos, videos, evidence is available. If there are a lot of photos, if there are videos and so on, then they seem to be available, said 45% of the respondents. If the review is new or up to date, this seems to be a hint for credibility. And if there is a large number of reviews, then it seems to be credible. And this is really a very important point, the last one. If there is a large number of reviews, then the few fakes that might exist do not have an influence on the average value, for example, of recommendation rate or the average evaluation of a hotel. So the larger the number is, the more credible it seems to be. And this is correctly estimated by the respondents. Then we had a look at, some kind of, we've asked some kind of a control question. When do the respondents review the customer reviews as dubious? they regard them as dubious when they were very different from other reviews. So the outliers, users are skeptical about the outliers, first of all. Nearly 2/3 said that. If this is overly exuberant, too long, then half of them think it might be dubious. If it sounded like it came from a travel catalog, then it rouses skepticism. If the review is outdated, too old, the review, and if there is only a small number of reviews about the hotel, this is the same aspect I already mentioned. If there is only a number of, let's say, 10 or 20, then you should be really skeptic, whether because, there might be some false reviews within them. And if there are no photos or videos available, this all causes skepticism and doubts. We also asked, what if you made a booking and had a look at the hotel, and is the hotel then, is it better than in the review sites, or is it worse than in the review sites? And for more than 70% of the internet users, the hotels were consistent with the reviews that they had previously read. For more than 20%, the hotels were even better than the review. So this is quite a good result, that you can really rely on the reviews. In the end, in most of the cases, you will not be disappointed, but you will be happy, because in the end, the hotel, in fact, is better than the review. What about taking action if there are some dubious reviews? Do internet users react? Yes, they do. Most of them, it is more than 50% who say, yes, I take action. 35% of them desisted from booking. 18% told their friends or spouse or acquaintances about it. 17% reported the dubious review to the customer review site. And 13% avoided the customer review site. And the other half did not do anything. 49% here did not do anything. So, but the majority does something. Okay, let's now come to main part number 2, customer review sites. There is a huge variety of types and sizes of customer review sites. Many of them you will know. Companies like TripAdvisor, or for the German market especially Holiday Check and so on, are quite famous brand names. We know that there are around 30 in the market that are relevant, and we, in our study, we researched in detail 17. The 17 you see here, and we clustered them in 3 categories. First of all, we distinguished travel-specific and general customer review sites. Travel-specific, which only have evaluations of accommodation, for example, hotels, like TripAdvisor, like Hotelkritiken, like Reisen.de, Expedia, HRS, Hotel.de, Opodo, and so on. And there are some general customer review sites like Chow and Yelp. And on the other hand, we can distinguish so-called open customer review sites and closed customer review sites. Open customer review sites allow reviews without a booking confirmation. So everybody, also if he is not a hotel guest, can make a review. And on the other hand, we see closed customer review sites where you can only make a review when you have a booking confirmation. And you see here how the customer review sites are clustered, and what you also see is the number of hotel reviews. These are the numbers here in the white circles. For example, TripAdvisor has 125 million. Or on the other hand, Traveltainment, for example, has 1 million. Or Expedia has 10 million. But there are also some small ones. Hotello has only 66,000. So we find very big ones, and we also find very small ones. We wanted to know how is the working process. If there is a customer review written by a customer, how is it published? And here we have the same procedure, whether the customer review comes from a closed or an open customer review site. In both cases, they will be validated through a captive software. Every customer review site has a software and checks the reviews in a first step. Then the question is it probably a false or a fake customer review? Then it will be handed over to a team, to a quality management team, which filters then or has a closer look. First of all, has a closer look at the customer review, and if it is, validated, then we go to the left-hand side here, and then the review is released on the customer review side, and which is also quite clear. If the software does not detect any falsification, then this is also released. If there is a fake, or it seems to be a fake, then the fake will be deleted and will not be published. So it is a two-step approach that the customer review sites are using. Then we had a closer look at the characteristics and the quality of the customer review sites. We developed 12 rating criteria in 3 groups. First group were the information about hotels, and this group includes the criteria depth of information and usability of the customer review site. The second group is information about the reviews, and here we have criteria like depth of information, photos, videos, timeliness of reviews, and information about the author. And the third group is anti-fraud protection with the criteria methods of identification, possibility for hoteliers to react, consequences of attempted fraud, and awards. I would not mention every detail here about the criteria. You can read it, and afterwards you can have a closer look at it. So let's come now to the results with the 3 group of criteria: hotel information, review information, and anti-fraud protection, and with the evaluation of the 17 analyzed customer review sites from Holiday Check to Hotello. And what you see here is that there is a top group consisting of Holiday Check and Opodo with very high rankings in each of the categories, and then a group in the middle from Expedia to Hotelkritiken.de, and a group which needs to do some optimization on the customer review side, Yelp, Hotel.de, and Hotello. Of course, we were interested in the estimate of the customer review site when it comes to fake and dubious customer reviews. We asked them, how do you estimate the fraud, fake, and dubious review quote on your customer review site? And here you see the values. Most of them answered it is between 1 and 5%. This clearly is a sharp contrast compared with the estimate of hoteliers and of internet users. We also asked them, do you believe there are fraudulent reviews on customer review sites? And hoteliers and internet users. Hoteliers here and internet users here, the blue column internet users and the white column hoteliers. They said definitely there are, probably there are, and if we add these both, 70% say definitely and probably there are. And then we asked the internet users, is there a high share from your perspective of fraudulent reviews, or is it a low share? And you see here that 29% said there is a high share, not so high said 58%, and low only said 30%. So there seems to be a sharp contrast compared with the self-estimate of the customer review site, which estimate 5%. If this is really true, 1 to 5%, the customer, the internet user, and the hotelier should be convinced of this. Let's now make a short interim conclusion. First of all, customer review sites with a focus on e-commerce have more hotel information and fewer hotel photos from users than pure rating platforms. There are two different types of platforms in the market. On the one hand, the ones with a strong e-commerce focus, they want to be a platform for a booking of hotel. On the other hand, we find platforms which focus very strongly on the customer reviews. So the first group, they try to promote the hotels more. They have more hotel information and fewer photos from users. Secondly, the information on larger customer review sites is more up to date. The more actual information you find on larger customer review sites. Thirdly, customer review sites typically have their own software to identify inappropriate reviews, and they have a management team, as already mentioned. But what we found out is that the management team is very often very small, mostly too small to work effectively. Very often there are only 1 or 2 or 3 persons, and they are not able to have a detailed research and have a very close look at all the customer reviews that should have a closer look at it. Not possible to do that with such a small staff team. The author evaluation is very often in need of improvement. Very often you find only few information about the author or the reviewer, better said. If you would have more information about him, you could better evaluate whether the review is relevant for you. If you, for example, would know that what the age of the author is or the reviewer, what their social and demographic data are, how many reviews he does per year, what's his travel propensity, and so on. This would help you a lot, and sometimes also it is possible to make an evaluation of an author, to review him, whether he gives very valuable reviews and so on. This would help a lot. Very often a comment function for hotelier is uncommon. There are only few exceptions like Holiday Check, Expedia, TripAdvisor, and Yelp. This, by the way, is also very helpful if a hotelier is able to write a comment on a doubtful or maybe fraudulent customer review. And anti-fraud protection works well from the viewpoint of operators. Internet users and hoteliers are more skeptical, as just mentioned. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now come to the hotel industry, and let's have a closer look what we researched here. It is a study we conducted in December and January, and we contacted, as already mentioned, 63,000 hotels in Germany, Italy, Austria, Spain, and Turkey in an online survey with 1,506 hoteliers that answered our questionnaire completely, which is a response rate of 2.4%. First of all, we asked the hoteliers, do you think that internet users' reviews have a major or strong influence on hotel choice? And the clear answer is yes. Nearly 94% of the hoteliers, if you build an average over these 5 countries, say according to their perspective, there is a major or strong influence on hotel choice. For example, Germany, 26% say there is a major influence, strong influence stated by 67%, which is nearly 90%. Same picture for Italy and Austria. In Spain, it is even sharper. 57% say there is a major influence. And in Turkey also you find that 94%, 95% say it has a strong influence. Let's have a look at the economic impact of internet users' reviews. we asked, do you think you can generate new guests with customer reviews? And on average, 75% of the hoteliers say, yes, we think generating new guests is possible. Impact on the hotel image, 74% stated this. And a high utilization of the hotel, 59% on average, that there is a higher utilization possible. Only 1/4 of the respondents said it's not so important for us because we have a high share of loyal customers. They don't rely on their customer reviews because they know our hotel very well. It's not so important for us. Do hoteliers actively encourage hotel reviews? Yes, they do. The answer is clearly yes. 60% said by personal contact at the reception, we try to motivate them, encourage them to give a customer review. By a phone, with email or a letter, it is 36%. With the help of flyers and posters, 24%. No suggestions are necessary, only say 15%, and you also find some hoteliers which give a small present to achieve a review. What are the most important customer review sites from the perspective of hoteliers? It is quite clearly Booking.com, Holiday Check, and TripAdvisor. As you see here in the figures, more than 60 or 70% in each country say we are rated on Booking, Holiday Check, or TripAdvisor. These are the most important customer review sites from the perspective of the hoteliers. We also were interested in how much time is spent in viewing customer reviews regarding the hotels. What you see here is, on the one hand, the an analysis or the time spent for reviewing the own reviews regarding your own hotel, and it is from 5 hours per month for Germany, 10 hours per month for Italy, 5 hours for Austria, 12 and 23 hours per month for Spain and Turkey. So in the end, we can say it's more than 1 hour per week, which is spent for reviewing customer reviews regarding their own hotel. If we have a look at competing hotels, we see mostly a smaller number of hours that is spent, 3 hours for Germany, for example, and Italy, 5 hours for Austria, 8 and 12 hours for Spain and Turkey. And we also wanted to know, do you have the process of analyzing reviews? Have you integrated this process into your working routine? And 84% of the respondents said, yes, we do this. What is also quite interesting to see is that in most of the cases, the management team, mostly the general manager of a hotel, has a look at the customer reviews. So not somebody from the lower level, but from the higher level does it, which is quite an interesting result. We wanted to know whether hoteliers use specialized software for viewing reviews, and we found out that this is very uncommon. 88% of the respondents said we do not use any software, only 22%, oh sorry, this is wrong, 78%, said we do not use any software, and 22% answered yes, we use software. Which software then is quite interesting. It is this brand name list here that's relevant: Customer Alliance, Hotel Navigator, and Toucan, Rate Tiger Review, Review Crew, Revinate, and Trust You are the most important software tools for analyzing customer reviews. In most cases, hoteliers actively use reviews. First of all, now with a look at positive reviews. If a hotelier gets positive reviews, then they, for example, point out the satisfaction of the guest on their website. This is massively done by the Germans, not so much by the Spanish and by the Turkish hoteliers. What also happens is that A thank you letter is sent out to the customers. As you see here, approximately 40% say that they do this, or they thank the customers via telephone. This is quite clearly done from the Turkish hoteliers, by the Turkish hoteliers, or they also say thank you with a present, with a voucher or a discount, 26% by the Turkish hoteliers. And no further action is taken by approximately, let's say, 35 to 40% here in average. So most of them react. This is quite positive, but I would say there is still room for improvement, especially here in Spain and Turkey. They could use positive customer review sites for promoting their own hotel on the website, on their own website. What about negative reviews? Negative reviews are sometimes used to contact the customer via telephone. This is done in Turkey, for example. Sometimes a compensation is offered. And very often, the criticism is used to optimize the business or operations. 71% of the hoteliers in Germany say that they use criticism for optimization, or 73% of the Turkish hoteliers do this, or they post a comment on the customer review site. If this is possible to post a comment, then they do it. 60% of the Germans say they do it, and you see here the other values. This is also something to be recommended, to take a concrete action and to say, no, this is not true, or we have improved this, and it will be better in the next month because there's some refurbishing or whatever. We asked the hoteliers whether they already had some experiences with fake reviews, with fraudulent reviews, and on an average we can say that 50% of the respondents answered, yes, we have already experiences with fraudulent customer reviews. What is the reason for fraudulent reviews, we have asked? And the reasons are as follows. First of all, if there is a booking confirmation missing, so if everybody can write a review, also if he does not have a booking confirmation, this causes fake customer reviews, say approximately 50% of the respondents. Fraudulent reviews from employees and friends of the hoteliers are assumed by approximately 40% of the respondents. These are the reviews where a hotel is rated higher and better and is advertised by employees and friends and family. Service providers are assumed to be active in this market. This is really the truth. There are some in the market. There are specialized agencies who do these kind of reviews, and approximately 30 to 40% assume that they are part of the problem. And fraudulent reviews from competitors who write bad reviews on their own hotel are assumed to be a part of the problem by approximately 30% of the respondents. What are hoteliers doing if they find a manipulated customer reviews? Do they take action? Yes, they do. Many of them report the case to the customer review site, as you see here. 82% in Germany, 79% in Italy, 83% in Austria, and 96 and 95% in Turkey. Or they comment the case on the customer review site, 60%, 49%, 53%, 53 and 81%. Or sometimes even the reviewing person is contacted by 30%, 24%, and so on. Which is really an exception is that the case is forwarded to a legal assistant, and really a small minority does not react on this. So this is quite a good situation. Hoteliers react when they find out that there are customer reviews manipulated. Sometimes also blackmailing happens, in Germany we say Erpressung. For example, a guest comes and says, if I don't get an upgrade, I will write a bad comment on TripAdvisor or wherever. How do hoteliers react with these problems? Many of them do not respond to the demand of the guests, as you see here, 70%, 52%, 67%. And sometimes hoteliers also decide in the specific case whether it makes sense to react positively, 28% for Germany, 44% for Italy, Austria 30%, and a higher value for Spain and Turkey, as you see here. It seems to be there seems to be a north-south difference. The northern European countries tend to say no, I don't want to be blackmailed from guests, and the southern European see this a little bit more flexible today. Let's now come to the end, and I would like to show you some business recommendations as a result of all of our study. First of all, with a focus on internet users. First of all, we would like to recommend that internet user uses multiple customer review sites, not just one. They should note different parameters, like the overall rating, like the recommendation rate, or the review details. They should consider the comprehensiveness. Are there pictures? Are there a lot of pictures? Are there videos? And what is the tone of each review? Is it like from a brochure? Does it sound like advertisement or not? The number of reviews should be considered. The more, the better. And what is also important, make sure to examine multiple reviews for each hotel. If you review 20 reviews, then you get a very good impression. Dubious reviews should be reported to the customer review site, and you should have a closer look at the author, social demographic data, for example, whether you can get in contact with the author, whether there is a rating of the author, and so on. And you should consider whether there are awards the site has won, and how up-to-date it is, and one should take note of the hotelier's comments to the reviews. Then some recommendations for the hotel industry. The hotelier is recommended to examine customer reviews regularly, at least every week, but better every second or third day. Positive reviews should be used for marketing on the website, but maybe also inside the hotel or in the brochures, in the printed material, and so on. And from negative reviews, one should learn. One should take this as a hint for improvement. Hoteliers should benchmark their own company against the competition. And if you find suspect manipulation or fraud, the customer review site should be contacted and a deletion should be requested. And the hotel guests should be motivated and encouraged to submit a review, if it is possible, or it can be assumed to be positive, of course. If you have a very dissatisfied customer, you should not encourage him to write a review, of course. And for the larger hotels, it is recommended that own reviews are conducted and on their own website, published on their own website, and that specialized software for analysis is used. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end. It took us a little bit longer than estimated. If you have any questions, then we still have the time to answer the questions. Or if you also would like to write me an email or ask some questions personally, you can also do this. You find my contact data here, my email address, and also my telephone number. Oh, I see there are a lot of questions. Let me just take out the first from Chris Wendler. how trustworthy are open compared to closed product review? Isn't it normal that there will be closed reviews more than open ones? Yes, I would say you are right, Chris. The trustworthiness of a closed customer review site seems to be higher. The problem is that we really do not know the exact quote of false or fake customer reviews. So it's only a rough guess, but I assume you are right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see there are some questions. Let me have a closer look at it and get in contact with me a little bit later. Very soon the presentation will be uploaded on the website. The link you will see soon. And I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you very much for being with us. And good luck for your marketing and distribution activities in the future. Bye-bye.